Welcome to 7 Simple Secrets to Conquer the 5 Things That Will Kill Your Business. Stages of business growth and the 7 simple secrets to conquer the crisis. You're going to face a series of growth phases, and you're going to have the opportunity to expand and grow. But you're also going to face 5 crisis points. What crisis? Well, all businesses will hit all 5 crisis points if they stay in business long enough. There's a business growth curve we're going to talk about, and there's a crisis in this curve. Along the left, you'll see the organization size, and on the bottom, you'll see the time. And the first phase of growth is the growth through creativity. These are for startups. They're agile, flexible. They have few resources. They're founder-driven, and they have a small customer base. But the first crisis you're going to hit in that growth curve is going to be leadership crisis. So that means you're going to be growing, become more complex. There's going to be some cash flow issues. You're going to need some help, and it's a growing customer base because you're trying to grow your company. The solution is hire a team and develop leadership skills, whether it's one person that's going to be outsourced on a temporary basis or part-time basis, or a small team of people that have the complementary skills you need. You're going to need to hire a team. The problem is who to hire and what leadership skills do you need. The solution is you need a team of individuals with varied personalities and skill sets. It's not just skill sets, but personalities. You need different, some people who are creative, also some people who are going to be looking at the bottom line, people who are good with communication skills and people skills, people who look at details. So there are different personalities as well as skill sets. As far as leadership skills, you need to know your style, and you need to communicate with different personality styles. We have an Elements personality profile indicator that helps you find out who you are and how you communicate, and also who the people are that will be complementary to you. And you're going to start learning how to prioritize. The next phase, by the way, this is the Grenier curve. The next phase of growth is growth through direction. So now you have some people underneath you, so you're growing because you're directing activities and starting to delegate instead of abdicate things. So in this phase, you'll have some innovations. There'll be more tasks. There'll also be more human capital involved, and they'll have to start to departmentalize the work. And the customer base will probably start becoming more varied instead of isolated and single-focused. So the crisis that you'll run into at this point is going to be the autonomy crisis. And in this crisis phase, business might not be meeting their goals, might have some bottlenecks you're looking at and don't know why. Quality might tend to decrease, customer care decreases, and the founder gets very frustrated because they can't grow and get things done effectively and efficiently. And the team also gets frustrated. The solution is delegation, roles and responsibilities. So the problem is what to delegate and who to delegate to. The solution is you need a structure for the business and know what skill sets are needed. And the systems, for example, you'll have production systems, communication systems, customer care systems. But you need to know how you want to grow the structure, but also you need to know the skill sets within that structure. And the skills that really will be needed at this point are communication and job-specific skills. So now you're starting to get different departments and different people with different needs and tasks. So you'll have some job-specific skills that they need. And also, again, prioritization is really going to become critical in this point. The next phase of growth is growth through delegation. And in this phase, becoming more effective, and the business is becoming more predictable, and growth is becoming more predictable. The roles are starting to become defined, and it's becoming more individual based instead of departments. Now you have individuals taking over more responsibility, more accountability, and the customer base, now its satisfaction is the issue. The crisis point you're going to run into is control crisis. So the manager loses direct control. The managers create their own inner systems because they think they are in the trenches and on the front lines every day, so they know how to do it better, so they'll start to create their own inner systems. Customer care is variable depending on the team member because customer needs become more diverse, but also these systems aren't consistent among people and individuals and departments. And the founder attempts to regain control, which can cause some problems. The team starts becoming disconnected. The solution is coordination through systems. So the problem is what to control and how to control it. The solutions are you need a well-developed vision that indicates strategies that lay out your structure for the business. So you need to know where you're going. The team needs to know where you're going and why. They also need to know the strategies about getting there. How, what are the whats, what are the hows to get there, and also the structure needs to be based on the vision and the strategies you're trying to create. The vision is founder created. It needs to be founder created. You can get input from the team, but it really needs to be founder created, and it needs to be shared by the organization. Not just shared with, but shared by. And the strategies are how the vision will be carried out. The next growth phase is growth through coordination. And in this phase, becoming more organized, again, predictability, more predictable. There's more functional areas. And instead of individuals, now you have teams of people taking care of the business and making it grow. And the customer base, now it's becoming a mature customer base. But now we have the crisis of red tape because we're becoming big, the systems are becoming more entrenched and more ingrained, and people are becoming more aware of how things work and why they work and how they're interconnected. But there becomes a red tape crisis. So there becomes complex reporting, layers of systems, not just a system, but layers of systems, team frustration because it becomes too complex and it becomes unknowable because it's so big. We're slow to implement because we have too many things we need to put in place and make sure things get done. Customer complaints tend to increase because now we can't be as flexible and responsive as we were in the beginning. And time to resolve customer and employee complaints increases. So it takes more time to resolve customer complaints, but also employees have complaints, and now they become your customer also. The solution is collaboration. So the problem is how complex or how simple. The solution, get the staff involved in constantly reviewing and renewing the structure, the systems, and the skills. So it becomes this organic and dynamic organization that looks at where they're at, where they're going, and also what's happening right now. So everybody keeps their finger on the pulse of how can we do this better. Becomes about best practices. And the tools, process flow charting, actually knowing how to follow paper process, product process, communication process, all these things. Every department needs to really know how the process is flowing so you can chart that out. Gap analysis. So what do we want to have as our reality for our customers and our employees, and what is the reality that we currently have? What's the gap, and how can we cross that gap to be who we want to become? And also a SWOT analysis, our strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. These are tools you can implement. But also a force field analysis. So what are the forces driving toward change and driving toward where we want to be, and what are the forces resisting change and resisting us getting where we want to go? So then we get past that crisis and we have this growth through collaboration. So in this collaboration, we're organized, it's predictable, functional areas, there's teams, and there's a mature customer base. But now we have the crisis of growth. There's too many possibilities, more opportunity than the organization can handle, a very skilled and able workforce that is underutilized, and a declining profit margin, a lot of diminishing returns. Also, there's a lot of employee dissatisfaction, and the organization becomes stagnant. We're a very large, mature organization at this point. The solution is alliances and diversification. So the problem is where to grow, how to grow, and should we grow? The solution is review your shared vision, make sure you're on track, review your strategies, the structure, the systems, look at your style. Does your style still fit with your other aspects of your organization, and with who you currently are and who you want to become? And look at your skills and staff, make sure they're all aligned. So you get staff involved to identify all the opportunities. And idea generation, you can use cross-functional teams, people from different areas, different groups that aren't necessarily in the same department or the same team. Brainstorming, there's a lot of nominal group techniques that you can use for brainstorming. industry analysis, see what's happening in the industry, who's doing what you want to do, and how are they facing their growth challenges. And then customer analysis, looking at the customer and saying, okay, what do they really need? What problem are we solving for them? And how can we serve them more effectively? So then we have this growth phase through alliances. So now we're creating partnerships. We're creating joint ventures. So we're going out with other companies who aren't necessarily competitors, but they're complementary, and we can create economies of scale and synergies. So joining together with other people or organizations can create that synergy. So we're creating more together than we can create individually. So how to deal with any crisis? Be prepared, do the work, and there's a lot of things to do. It's not that complex, but you just need to know what it is, get some help, get some outside input. We can help you with that if you would like to contact us, but you need to do the work. Know that these stages will come. If you know that they're coming, you can prepare for these things. Again, it's doing the work and being ahead of the curve. Recognize when they are coming and use the growth solution when the time is right. So the problem will come from one of these 7 S areas. Either you've lost or you've never had your shared vision. The shared vision is the first of the 7 S areas. Either you never created a good vision. Most companies don't. This is where every company should start: a solid vision and shared vision. Or you need to adjust your strategies. So, or maybe you didn't really have strategies that are based on a vision, but you need to adjust your strategies based on what your current reality is, also based on your shared vision. You need to look at your structure and make sure it's in line with your strategies and shared vision. You need to monitor your systems, make sure that they are designed to work within that structure to meet that strategy, and also they work effectively. And then you need to reinforce your style. Every company has its own style, and it's really based on the vision. All this work is done in the very beginning when you create that shared vision about who you want to be and how you want to be and how we are working together and working as a community and a village. So you need to reinforce your style, because as you grow, people are going to want to bring in their styles from their previous experience, but they need to be indoctrinated and accepting of what your style is. And then you need to sharpen your team skills. You need to know what the skills are to be successful in your organization, but you also need to constantly upgrade and sharpen those skills. And then you need to manage and retrain the right staff. Make sure you get the right people up front. Make sure they have the right personality profile for where you want them to go. Make sure they have the right minimum skill sets for the role that you want them to take in your business. And then also make sure that they're being trained in the skills that they need to excel in your business. So it's simple. It's just not easy. And you can do it. We can help. Again, give us a call. So we have some programs that can help. It's the vision solution, how we can create this vision, the 7S model, the 7 secrets for success, which are these 7 S's we talked about before. Elemental success, which is learning about the 4 different types of personalities, the 4 different elements that people come from, and how they communicate, and where you are and who you need to have on your team that's going to be complementary. And then we have the elemental leader. So how can you understand all these things we just talked about, the vision, the 7 secrets, and the elemental profiles, to learn more about who you are, but also to capitalize on that so you can work with any person on your team and make that effective. So if you need more help, just go to actionherotraining.com/programs. That's actionherotraining.com/programs, and we can be there to help you.